I found, and these are, I'm going to give you some very simple, what I call transition gambits. You know, how do you take it to that level of the conversation? And they're kind of, it's a technique. It's a little bit of a conversation that you can own. And the one that I liked was, let me tell you what happened to me. Because when I really started the business, that's what I did. I went to Atlanta. I met David, and I came back to California, and I was in real estate. So all of my real estate buddies were in real estate finance, developers, brokerage, and they knew me from that environment. You know, they knew that I wasn't a health practitioner. They knew that I knew nothing about patches, so I had to be very careful. But what I found that they got interested in if I told them my story. So let me back up a minute. When Onyx said you want to talk to 3 people a day, here's the way you introduce that conversation. Hey, Fred, let me tell you what happened to me. Now, it's you behind the conversation. Your personality may be a little lighter, a little softer. It's, oh, Betty, we haven't spoken about, but let me tell you what happened to me. If that's your personality, no problem, because it fits everybody's style and the way you want to build a business. Now, what's interesting, what happened to you could actually be a third party. Like, I remember in a situation, I was at a birthday party with one of our kids, and someone was just lamenting that they really had a hard time sleeping. They've had this, and this. So my introduction to LifeWave was perfect. All I said, oh, Fred, that's interesting. Let me tell you what happened to me. Now, isn't that a great transition? You're not saying, hey, let me tell you about patches, huh? You trust me, that doesn't get you very far. But by simply saying, hey, Fred, you know, you were mentioning about having a hard time sleeping. Let me tell you what happened to me. Now, what happened to me was about my wife. So in that situation, I'm using the same entree, but it isn't my experience other than third party with my wife. And I said, oh, Fred, I mean, that's tough, but let me tell you what happened to me. You know, my wife has had a hard time sleeping, and she was on that drug Ambien, which is a nasty knockout drug. And one time we found her in the morning, about 5 in the morning, in the car in the garage. And if she'd had the key, she'd have driven right through the garage door because it made her sleepwalk. And of course, when you're sleepwalking, you're delusional. You don't know where you are. So Ambien was a bad deal. And we had just come out with the sleep patches, and she started to use them and got to where she could only use a half a patch. They were so effective. So she would only take half of the tear off in the back and put it behind her right ear. And so she would get 2 nights out of the same sleep pack. So my conversation to Fred was, tell me if you've heard this before. Hey, Fred, let me tell you what happened to me. My wife had this terrible time sleeping, and she got on this nasty Ambien drug. Well, she was introduced to a new technology, and she's totally off drugs. If this is now the close, if this is something you might want to know more about, let me know, and I'll get you some info. So think about that flow. I took the conversation at the birthday party, and I talked LifeWave. And I said, whoa, let me tell you what happened to me, third party, my wife. Then the dismount, because I don't want to sell at a birthday party. I want to just get them engaged. So I said, if this is something that might be of interest, of staying away from the drugs and the narcotics, let me know, and I'll get you some info. He says, yeah, tell me about it. Now, that's pretty cool. Then when someone says, yeah, they're kind of grabbing, yeah, tell me about this. So that's a very powerful way in every situation to start the conversation. Now, let's say you're on the phone, and you made a list of your friends, and remember, they know you from something other than LifeWave. And they didn't wake up in the morning and say, boy, I sure hope John calls me and pitches me on LifeWave, right? Trust me, those folks aren't out there. So you're going to come at them pretty cold. And they know you from, maybe you're a CPA, and they know you from a different work environment. So you're going to talk LifeWave, which you can do very easily. And you're so blessed now that we have that great tool that Emily talked about. So the conversation would go like this. You're on the phone. Hey, John, we haven't spoken since we played golf last week, but let me tell you what happened to me. Now, John doesn't know if you got hit by a bus. He doesn't know if you won the lottery, right? But what you've triggered is the greatest mechanism for conversation, curiosity. Wait till I tell you what happened to me. I mean, you can get theatrical on it. Many times oh, Fred, I made a special point to give you a call. You got to hear what happened to me. Like, what happened? Oh, wait till you hear this. So put it in your own personality, but you want to work around that narrative. You want to work around telling your story, because what's so cool is your story can go in every direction. It can go money. It can go certain health challenges. It can go third party. So you want to work with it a little bit until you're comfortable to where you want to take it. And a lot of times where you want to take it is kind of what is in your mind about the person you're talking to. For instance, if it's business, maybe it's someone you've talked about some business ideas, you've talked from time to time of maybe starting a business. Maybe you both lamented that there's just not enough money and too much month. You know, that can happen. So if it's the money side, then say, hey, let me tell you what happened to me. I took some time and went to this interesting convention in Orlando. It's a new product, patented. It's a new technology. The company is very established, almost 20 years old. But I went to this meeting, and there's some folks that are, I mean, knocking it out of the park financially, some 7 figures a year. So if you have a second, let me walk you through what's going on. Okay, so that opens up the LifeWave conversation on the business side. And you've just got to kind of play it by ear. And if you don't really know, that's okay. Then I think what you want to talk about, at least what I did, is I talked about the wisdom of addressing personal health challenges with no drugs, no narcotics, no surgery. I mean, we read every day about all the nonsense that goes on from a lot of the heavy opioids and what it's done to in a very unfortunate way. So that's a pretty hot conversation. So the conversation might go something like this. Hey, Mary, let me tell you what happened to me. I have a friend who introduced me to a whole new concept of health and wellness personally, with no drugs, no narcotics, no surgery, and the company has taken off. So if you have a second, I'd love to walk you through it. Okay, easy, easy, easy. And what I found with that opening salvo, I didn't set myself up for rejection, because if you're like me, rejection, it kind of makes me brittle. I don't like it. But so by opening it up in that fashion, you eliminate a lot of that, and it opens up the conversation to everybody who's on your list. Now, I don't care if it's your chicken list, maybe it's your attorney, maybe it's someone, maybe it's your kind of your nasty brother-in-law who thinks you're an idiot. Or am I the only one that's got a brother-in-law thinks I'm an idiot? But it doesn't matter, because it's, hey, brother-in-law, you got to hear what happened to me. So that's it. And again, be theatrical, work with it, play with it. And here's a good way to practice. It's called cadaver calls. You get the old.
Right on.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, Tamara, Margaret's on. Hey, good morning, everybody. Cool.
Morning.
Morning,
I'm back.
everyone.
Cool.
Well, what happened to me was very dramatic. When I showed him one
See,
day,
I want to hear what you got to say now, just because you said
and
that.
one day my horse quit drooling. And I mean, that was
Awesome.
incredible.
After a year or whatever you said about
Yeah.
how long it's been going on, right? Yeah, I love it.
And no
Right.
medical people could figure out. I paid them to open up her mouth and put the contraption on her mouth so they couldn't bite her. They could reach up there in her side of her mouth, and of course they floated her teeth. But they look all over. I see nothing that would cause her to drool like that. That's incredible. You know, it's horse stuff.
Yep. Yeah,
But personally,
that's interesting.
yeah. Personally, I've been wearing the patch every day. I put on the 49. Now I'm using the 49, the X49. I don't really notice anything yet. It's been a month, almost a month.
Yep. And then it's like, you know, I can send you some more info if you want to look into it. That's it,
Yeah.
right? You're done, you know.
Yeah.
You know? 'Cause
Yeah, I
also-
got a lot. That picture on the Facebook with my horse with the patches on her butt, I got a lot of inquiries.
Yeah. Yeah, you just need to follow up with everyone that commented or
It's
liked
in the
it.
right spot.
I've been doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, and that's it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and then at that point, I find that it's best to shut up and let them watch something, like a video, right? So they can get all the knowledge, whether it's a 6-minute video or a 3-minute video or whatever.
Yeah.
That way.
Like the guy yesterday, I'm only less than a quarter mile away. I came home, got some patches, went back and I gave him a couple of them to put on that knee for pain relief. And I'll talk to him today.
Cool. Yeah, hey Brady, good morning.
Hello. Just got back into town, ran in here, jumped into the GoPro, and it's not even started yet.
Oh, okay. Well, when does it start? Soon?
I'm not even sure, but it's on Pacific time. I'm on
Pacific?
Eastern time.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's probably a couple more hours yet.
Well, maybe another hour. It's 9 a.m. My time, but it's 8 a.m. So maybe it starts at 9. Yeah, if you could share some tidbits from that, you know. Like
I'll
we
be
did,
taking tons of notes and
yeah, like we did yesterday. That was awesome.
well, I just went and looked at that where I saw that video, and I opened up the whole thing. There is video after video. I mean, it's the whole course from Eric.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah.
if we ever, as I go through it, if there's anything that we want to cover, we can day to day.
That's the best
Hey.
way. Little clips, little tidbits.
Yeah.
Like today we went over, you just tuned in, but Chuck Michael from the convention, he was talking about making a transition from just chit chat into talking about the business and using the phrase like, let me tell you what happened to me.
Right.
That's data
Yep.
was just.
It's
And
when
that-
I heard that, I think the next day I did a video and started out like that. Let me tell you what happened to me.
Hey,
That's
George.
awesome.
George, I'm in the back. I'm in the conference or virtual event website on my dashboard.
Yeah.
And I can't see where it says join the main room.
Yeah, I kept bouncing around looking and I went back to my emails and there is one that says where to log in.
Yeah, I'm logged in on that and I'm at my dashboard, but nowhere on there does it say join main room. Where was it
Uh,
Talking
supposed to
about
put-
LifeWave.
Well, let me, let's see, where is this?
I think
No,
they're
no,
talking.
No, it's
No,
for
no,
the
no.
event.
Starts today, yeah.
GoPro virtual.
Yeah.
Talking
I
about the
think I
LifeWave
definitely
site.
want to watch. No, they're talking about the GoPro thing, Potato. I definitely want to watch that video again because I really like the way that he transitioned. And my opening on the scale of 1 to 10 has been working for me. I've been getting the engagement. But like yesterday, I was talking to an influencer on Instagram who's a natural person and they have a really big following. And so I used it, it worked well. And then her reply was like, okay, let's get right into it. And I was like, okay. And it just kind of overwhelmed me. And so I dialed it back to, instead of transitioning, I just dialed it back to talking about like, you know, where she was at with health and wellness and, you know, and so I wanted to keep the conversation going, but I think that his transition is what I've been missing because, and I know I've heard it before, but it's like, like Mark said, you got to practice. So I've been practicing like with my kids. Today, everybody's going to be gone. I'll be practicing on my chairs and my stuffed animals, I guess. But that transition, it really feels good and smooth and easy. And it feels even easy to kind of, like he said, like, I'm not trying to sell them today. I just want to say, hey, you know, if that's something you're interested in, I can give you some more information and we can chat about it. Like, I really like that.
Yeah. Because I think the goal with everyone is just getting someone to watch the information.
Yeah.
And-
Well, after, I forgot who were we listening? Oh, when Mark did the presentation Tuesday. As he was doing it, I sat and I wrote out the whole script. So I've been practicing that. Now, of course, there are other interjections you can use, which is what I'm watching GoPro for. But I'm going over this script where you compliment somebody and then lead right in and get, offer the presentation and then set the time when they're going to watch it and when you're going to follow up. And you not only in person to do this or on a phone, warm or cold, but I think if you do the short video clips like we were doing before, where you would reach out to somebody in a text message, hi, how you doing, blah, 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 and then send them a video clip. Hey, let me, send the short video clip and say, I really like what you're doing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Would you have time to take a look at this video? And do that in video presentation and let them answer back. If they say yes, shoot it to them, confirm the watch date, confirm the follow-up date. But again, there's a lot of different interjections. They may say no, then you got to find out why they wouldn't, get your way in.
Yeah,
And I like that. Oh, go ahead, Dee.
I was gonna say, I remember somebody in our group had said something, I think it might have been Margaret, about doing, like, having the watch party kind of together where they're watching. Because like you said, if we're sending a short clip, like one of Mark's short clips of like how to, use the stem cell patch or something like that, we're like, say, hey, do you have a few minutes to watch this? It's only like a 3-minute video or a 6-minute video, and just stay with them in the chat box. And then see if that works to move them along. Because sometimes, like Eric had said, people say they're gonna watch it and they don't. And so we're following up over and over. But I like that idea also of trying to get them to watch it while we're having our conversation, staying with them in the chat box. It's not gonna work for everybody, but for whoever it can work with, I like to try that too.
Yeah, and I think this weekend will be a little bit of updates from like that stuff we watched on Tuesday was done years ago before. Right now, since we're on Messenger Live, it's, you can get it done right away. You don't have to pick up the phone like in 3 days or whatever. And it's kind of expected. People like, I'll watch it, let's talk about it now,
Well, if I can, if I have time, I'm going to download Zoom on my phone because I don't have it on my phone right now. But I can shoot this to my big screen here in my office. And then if anybody would want to watch, I could actually run a separate Zoom from my PC and watch it on the big screen.
Right. Yeah, cool.
Kind of finagle a way around it so people can see what's going on.
Yeah, cool.
Tammy, you need to keep checking your emails. There is an email that has specific login.
All right, I will.
It says join the event, but it's got, here, let me see if, I'll send you this, and I don't know if it's embedded with my code or not. But I'll send it through Messenger directly to you, and you go through it. If you know your login, you should be able to get in there. Tamara.
And that's going to run till Sunday, right? Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll be interested
Yeah.
to see what the big tidbits are from that.
Yeah, it starts opens at 8 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, it's open right now.
Oh, is it open now? Okay, I better get back to it.
That's why I was wondering how I can't get in.
Where did mine go?
Hey, Brian, welcome. Good morning.
Let's get out of
Good
that.
morning. How's everybody?
Good. Good. Yeah, we were just talking about Chuck from the convention. Chuck Michael talking about transitioning from just a chit chat into a conversation about Lifeway by using. Let me tell you what happened to me. That was awesome. So that's in the video. The other thing we were talking.
My horse.
Right. Yeah. So that's amazing. The other thing amazing, Tato, is that you said you didn't use the patch for a day or so, and then it came right back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check her this morning. I put a patch on No, I didn't put it past on yesterday. I have to check my log.
Right. Yeah,
Well, Tammy, at the moment, we wouldn't be able to log into that anyway because we're on a Zoom. Unless you're using a different device.
I'm on the Zoom right now on my phone. I'm trying to get in.
Oh,
on my
okay.
computer.
multitasking. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that Eric Worre stuff was good yesterday. I'm glad we got that.
And so what are your best ways to get a customer or to help one of your team members get into profit in 48 hours, Don?
Yeah, we were talking about that at the beginning of the call. And I think it's important. If somebody wants to do the business, they need to start seeing success right away. So I think for me, the best way to do that is they usually have someone in mind when they decide they want to do the business. So the thing is to get them, help them with that person or those people right away. Right. So it's like, oh, yeah, I want to talk to this person, that person, that person. And so to help them do that. And like we were saying earlier, people can get paid right away, very first day. So once your website is, once you've paid for your distributor fee, which could be as low as $25 one time. Once you've paid for that, then you have your link, your website link, or they have their website link. And then they could start getting paid right away. So that money might not be in your pocket right away because you got to set up the pay system, which takes like a week, but at least it's in your account. And you can start getting paid retail right away. So if they decide to purchase retail, you'll make like about $50, right? Selling the X39 for $150. You're on mute, Dee.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember how much I made on X39, but I do remember like my absolute smallest commission check, I think was like $15. And that was on just like some patches. So I know that it's worth it to really try to get, because I know in other businesses that I've tried before, one of the deterrents was like, you have to be active to get paid. And so if your activity only came from your personal orders. And I like that with LifeWave, as long as even your customers are ordering through your business site, then that counts to your activity. And that's a big deal because in some businesses, like if I didn't make my $200 a month order, all of my customers may be ordering, but it's there, but I'm not getting that commission because I'm not active. Like, but I'm working the business. Like you know what I'm saying? And so as these customers are, you guys know what I'm saying. So I really appreciate that LifeWave has this portal set up in the way that it does. Like from day one, whether you pay $25 or you buy an entire kit, you can get active, you can start making profit. And then if you can't afford your own kit and you want to come in big, then you can upgrade from your profit from your customers. So, and of course, like Brady said, the first goal is to get to manager so that you can really start to have that residual income feel like residual income, like, $1,500 a week is way different than like $15 a week.
But if we're talking about making money right away, then that's the most important thing is getting, if they have somebody that they know that needs these patches, get them buying them retail or get them on the preferred customer plan. You get paid on that. You get paid on the retail purchase. You get paid if they want to be a distributor, you get paid on that. I think that's where your $15 came from, because if somebody comes in as a bronze distributor, you get $15, right?
Okay, maybe there, yeah.
Right, that's a PIB, product introductory bonus. Yep. So those things start to add up, and it might not be a lot of money, but you can see right away, hey, I did a little bit of work and I'm making some money. And then it sits in your back office as as an account, as a whatever you call it, as an amount. You just have to set it up so you can transfer it. And so you can either transfer it to your bank account, which is easy, that doesn't take long to set up, or you wait for the credit card where you can actually spend it physically, which is good.
Which is great for new people coming into the industry because, like Eric would say, 99% of people don't make a penny. And if you make even $25 in the first couple of weeks, you're hooked.
Yeah,
Then you're
hooked.
going to be trying even harder.
Especially if, like here in Mexico, people work for $20 a day, $40 a day. If you can make $50 on your first sale, I mean, that's great, especially if you could spend it on your credit card, debit card,
Mhm.
that's awesome. So, and then another thing I don't think people realize, you don't really have to hit manager. Like it's a great level to get to, but you can start getting paid up to $100 a week just by having volume in your in your downline. So you're capped at $100 a week, but that's good money. 100 a week, that's 400 a month, right? And that's just for building up volume. You don't have to achieve any ranks to get there. Everyone has that.
Yep, it's all those people that you bring in as customers that hopefully make the leap into distributors.
Yeah. And I think that volume's mostly going to come from preferred customers reordering. That's where you're going to get the big volume. Right now, we have mostly people that are distributors. The volume is lower because it's just how much not everybody's purchasing every month.
Yeah, as I've noticed on my side.
Yeah. So that really adds up too. And have you been doing some retail sales, Dee, where people are paying retail price for their product?
Yeah, most of my retail sales are in person. And so like Potato was saying, because I ordered like the platinum pack and that which was an upgrade from like the silver or the gold, I have product on hand. And then also because I have so many people in my house that I patch, I've kept like, extra carnosine and extra sleep, whatever. And so when I have a customer that I tell them like, okay, I want to try it, I literally have people, here's $100, just like, give me what you think I need. I'm like, okay. And then I go home and I can bring it to them. So that's super helpful for like Potato was saying, cash on hand. But ultimately, I would like everybody just to go through this site and be able to like get the free samples and, all the encouragement from the company and all the information from the company. So.
Yeah. And we still need to look into this through customer service, but I want to be clear on what the refund policy is, because I'm going to start to push that. Like, you might as well get your own link and order the product yourself, because then you trigger this 90-day money back guarantee. So try it for 3 months. And if it doesn't work, request your money back, right? You can't do that if you're selling retail. But people, I think people like to have it in their hand right away. Then they're like, it's real. So
But their shipping is so good. I mean, all the way to Hawaii, I still get it within 7 days. And that's really unheard of. Like, even the only thing that's that quick is Amazon Prime. Like, everything else is at least 2 weeks. So I feel like, even for people out here, that couple of days wait is going to be fine. I can give you a couple of samples.
Yeah.
As long as you've ordered, I can get you some samples to get you to your order. I have no problem with that.
Okay, we're out of time. I do the same thing though. I want it to be real for somebody right away, and then I want them to get their own. And here in the Baja, it takes 3 days to get it.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Have an awesome day, guys. Enjoy your
convention.
Bye, Jan. We haven't seen Jan for a while. He's got to get it back on.
Top done.
Okay. Have an
See you guys
awesome
later.
day. Okay. See you tomorrow.